All right, guys, welcome to week 4 of our weekly goal reviews. Hopefully, you guys are keeping up. If not, hit the link in the description. I'm going to have that link to the Google Drive for you guys. Go make your own weekly goals, go make your yearly goals. It's February, but it is still early enough to where you can probably review your last year and do an annual review. So, if you guys haven't done that, go ahead and do that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, Last week was a little bit all over the place, I'll be honest. Week 4, today's Monday, reviewing last week. I'm debating doing these Sundays, but I don't know, Monday just kind of works. Weekly picture, I don't think I have a picture for this week, I'll be honest. Like I said in the last 3 episodes, I'm doing a lot of content this year, and so really the weekly picture is just for like a memory. If you don't remember much from the past years, take a picture once a week and it'll help you out a lot. If you have a good memory, then I guess you don't need it, but I would still suggest it. Yeah, weekly picture. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, these were my goals for last week. Copied and pasted them on here, and then I rated them out of 10. So spiritually, I gave myself a 6 out of 10. A couple of these I didn't hit, and so I'm just going to carry almost all of these I carried into this next week. I will get into that in a bit, but almost all of these I carried into next week. I mean, a 6 out of 10 isn't very good. I mean, I feel like I touched on them, or some of them I did good with, like I started my Bible study, and I actually have like a Google sheet that I'm going through where I'm actually filling things out and taking notes with. Yeah, so I did those two. Start writing down prayers. I haven't wrote down prayers and work on having better prayer. So I haven't really done that. And then I think I've prayed for content creativity, but I don't know. I gave myself a 6 out of 10. I really don't think that I hit a home run on these, and so I'm really, for the most part, I copied and pasted them into next week's, and I'm just going to carry these because either way I think they're good goals to have for right now, and then once like things shift, then I'll switch these goals up for the week and then to whatever fits that coming week or wherever I'm at. My self goals, 5 out of 10. I mean, yeah, I'm doing my content's pretty good. Like I'm actually like I'm finding my rhythm in my content, and so I'm pretty okay with content. But with trading, last week was not the best week. I had a tilt day, and I started breaking my rules last week, and it started to sting. And so yeah, 5 out of 10 because I did one out of the 2 I did okay with. So I mean, again, not terrible. It was one day that I tilted, but still something I gotta work on. My health, I went 2 out of 3 days to the gym that I want to go. I want to go 3 days a week to the gym. I only went 2 days. Yeah, reason being was because I slit my thumb, and I didn't want to hurt it anymore, and I wanted to recover quick. So for my wealth, my spending right now is like necessities only. I kept up with that pretty good. Still made some other expenses, but nothing crazy. And then time off was literally no scrolling, like no death scrolling Instagram or TikTok, just like YouTube, Xbox, or Bible study. That's just how I want to spend my time off, and I want to make time for those things. And so that was that. My weekly overview. I'm not gonna lie, my overview is a little bit bigger this week because I had a rough week last week. It wasn't a terrible week. It was a good week, but it was just with my tilt and my trading, it threw off like my head a lot. And so somewhere in here, I think I go through and say that like with the gym, one of the days at the gym, I just could not like focus on the gym, and like my head was somewhere else. And so I ended up leaving early from the gym. I got most of my workout done, and then I skipped the last couple of things that I needed to do. And so I just wasn't in it. Like my head wasn't in it. My rule, no trading after 10:30. Realizing that I'm not responsible with one of the accounts, my future account. That's a big one where it's like, again, reviewing last week and realizing that that's an issue. I mean, that helps me understand that coming this next week and coming this next rest of the year, I mean, if I don't fix this, I might not see progress with that account, because if I'm having issues with it and I don't point it out and hold myself accountable to it, then I'm never going to fix it, or it's going to take me longer to fix it. And so realizing that now is good. Again, that's why we do these weekly goals of like, just like reflect. Yeah, I don't want to spend another year just buying challenges and spending money on trading. I want to have income, not just outflow. And then, yeah, I have the car with me. It's not in storage yet, and so I do want to do more content with it before the weather gets nasty and I have to go park it. Or I get too busy and I need the daily back, and so I got to go store that. But yeah, for right now, it's like I'm a lot of things are just all over the place right now. My schedule's crazy. I think I mentioned that in there as well. Like my schedule, I'm still trying to adjust to the new schedule. because I'm off. I'm basically on layoff right now, and so trying to figure out and like schedule everything in to where I do everything. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming because I don't have enough time to go get content and then trade and then come home and then edit and then still make time in between for like some time off and stuff. And so yeah, I'm a bit all over the place, but I'll get it figured out. Spiritually, so in here I do kind of talk about, I'm honestly starting to fall into the lock-in cycle. And so there is a cycle that I have noticed within myself. I don't know if this is a common cycle, but I have noticed this cycle within myself where when I decide to go all in on something, I don't care about the world. I don't care if everything else deteriorates. I don't care if something else doesn't succeed. My mind is stuck on something, and I've gone through this cycle where it's honestly, it gets into almost a toxic, dark cycle, because it's not okay to just let things completely go, or just like lock in on one thing and then like tunnel vision on one thing. And so I did that for 1 year, and I honestly don't remember. That was 2024. I don't remember anything from 2024. I remember working at Micron, and that was it. I don't remember anything else. We took one trip to the lake that year, but the whole rest of the year I stayed home, and I was just locked in on studying, and I don't want to do that again. And there's just so many issues with like mentally. My relationship was taking a hit, and so like I'm starting to get into that again. But again, it's like I want the progress, but I have to find that healthy balance. And so yeah, don't want to get into that dark path that it leads to. My content right now I'm enjoying. Honestly, my content I'm enjoying. I feel like I'm doing okay with my content. Again, just quick review over these categories. I rated them 1 out of 10, and then here's our quick review. I only made it to the gym 2 days last week. Again, earlier in the week was because my thumb still hadn't healed, and I didn't want to put too much pressure on it and then have it split again. And then the second day I left early, and so I just wasn't about it. But this week, today's Monday, I already went today, so I only got 2 more days the rest of the week. I'm even thinking about hitting the sauna one of these days. 100 ounces of water a day. Honestly, don't work on my water intake, and so the 100 ounces a day goal that I have right now is, I think it's doable, but I don't know if that's too much either. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll adjust as we go. Wealth. So right now, since I'm not working, I don't have an income, and so basically I can't be spending on like random stuff, but I did buy a phone mount so that I can do my POVs in the car while I do my podcasts. And so that's just a small upgrade. It was nothing crazy. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to do that every week. So for the most part with my spending, I'm happy with my time off. I didn't take Saturday off for the most part. Yeah. I woke up late, and then I just reviewed my trades for the week, and instead of keeping up with it during the week. And so that's something I'm going to change this week, where instead of leaving it all for one day, I'm just going to update my 3 or 4 trades a day that I take on my journal, and then I don't have to go a whole day, because it does take some time to go through and review my trades. And so I'm going to do that once a day. That's one thing I'm changing next week. And then getting into next week's goals, like I said, some of these I just almost brought from this last week. Pray not to fall into the dark growth spiral again. Start writing my prayers, study Bible. Yeah, it's like the same thing as last week. That's just more or less what I want to focus on when it, like spiritually. For myself, let's see, 3 trades a day, no over leveraging, no trading after 10 a.m. because yeah, that's just what I've noticed works for me. When I don't follow those rules, I have bad days. Content upload daily. Daily trading upload. I've been doing, so that's one thing I've been doing that's like been really easy content, is just updating or making a small like TikTok about my trades, and then I just upload that. And then it's like, if I get hate, I get hate. If not, I mean, I'm just documenting. And so that's easy content. That's at least 1 video a day, easy content. But I'm shooting for at least 3 pieces of content. I'm shooting for 1,000 pieces of content by the end of the year, or 1,200, something like that. But it's an equal of like 3 or 4 pieces a day. And yeah, I work on podcast clips. I noticed that YouTube Shorts gets you a lot of traction, so I got to work on YouTube Shorts. My health, like I said, mentally last week, I was just not in it. It was just the burden of like the losses in trading were kind of eating at me, and it was taking away from like the rest of my life. And so I have to work on that. I can't be letting that happen to me, because if not, again, it's part of that spiral that I just fall into. Trying to hit the gym 3 times a week, and like I said a bit ago, I'm gonna try to hit the sauna once a week. That might be a weekend thing. I don't know. That might just be like a Wednesday, like a late Wednesday thing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, right now, since I don't have income, I'm thinking I might just do like some like side gig jobs just to get in some like gas money, because everything else I'm just kind of putting on a card, anything that comes up, and then everything else I'm just managing with like savings. But I think gas money I don't really want to let build on a card like that, so that's just the way that I want to do it. We'll see how that works out. And then 1 hour a day to unwind, and then weekends, let's see. If I keep up with my trading journal during the week, I won't have to go back and review my trades Saturdays and then update my journal all in one day. 3 non-negotiables: my mental adjusting, and then better managing content and trading. These are my 3 for the week that I'm going to try and push for really locking in on. These are like just top 3 non-negotiables. Just lock in on these 3 and then try to make something with it of the week, and hopefully by the end of the week I do better with them. Thanks for watching this week's weekly review. If you guys are new, you can hit the link in the description. It'll bring you to this Google Drive. You guys can create your own weekly, yearly reviews along with an annual review to help you prepare at the end of every year for the year to come. Your pages will look something like this, just completely empty. All you do is hit file, create a copy, and then name it annual review for whatever year. Same thing with the other files, is you just make a copy and then you label it whatever you want. Nobody can see this, only you. Don't worry, the drive is just there to share the documents. Unless you want to share them, then let me know in the comment section. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next week.